Guys, this video today is for people who may recognize some things in their life that sound like, I don't have the money for that, I'm not healthy enough to do that, I can't do that, I don't know how to do that. Those kinds of things are how you recognize a program that signals a lack mindset. A lack is the opposite of abundance. Abundance is where you know that you have enough to do exactly what you need to do, what you're here to do, and you have everything you need to feel exactly how you want to feel. And a lack is the opposite. That's where you think that you need something outside of yourself in order to achieve how you want to feel, or achieve success, or achieve self-love, or the energy that you need, or whatever it is. When you get to learn how to look at yourself, you're going to recognize where this shows up in your life. So if any of these things sound familiar, let's just talk real quick about why it's not doing you any good. Sorry, that's a little blunt, but if you've got this kind of a mindset, this creates some real negative energy for one. And for instance, let's talk about the lack mindset of you're not enough. If you feel like you're not enough and you want to become enough, you probably have an end in mind that when you arrive there, then you know you're going to be enough. When someone loves you, or when someone shows you in this way that they love you, then you'll feel like you're enough. Or when you lose this certain amount of weight, when you weigh this much, then you'll be enough, or then you'll be confident. Those kinds of thoughts create a feeling that is negative. And when we're coming from a negative or lack mindset, we've got to rely on willpower and white knuckling to achieve our goals. And white knuckling has a shelf life, a battery life. It's like hanging from a bar. Your fingers are going to go out eventually, and then you're left with what you were in the first place, except maybe on the ground. So, as I talked about in my blog, we are afraid of happiness. We're afraid of abundance because there is this little program inside of us that says that if we're happy or content, then we'll stagnate. We'll quit moving forward. And so not having enough or being in a state of lack feels very valuable and important, and it's a little difficult sometimes to let go of. But I'm going to make a case for allowing yourself to recognize abundance and the feeling of having enough and being enough, and why that's an advantage to you for achieving things that you don't have right now. Does that make sense? Achieving the way you want to feel is that already inside you. So it would be a process of discovering how to find that inside of you. And I did a little experiment that I thought was a little fun. It was an abundance experiment. And I thought, what is something that I want? And I thought, I want $1. I want to find $1 somewhere. And when I find that $1, I'm going to know that I've got some sort of mind control over abundance coming into my life. And in just the next few seconds, I remembered that I had $1 in my wallet. I thought about that. But I didn't want the $1 to come from me. I wanted it to come from outside of me. And so for the next few days, I was like a hawk watching for dollars. And I had to stop myself on my runs to go check around the bus stop and stuff to see if there was $1 hanging out there. But then I realized something. I realized that I was coming from a lack mindset. I was coming from a place where I needed it and I wanted it and I didn't have it, and that's lack. And once I just went and looked at the $1 that was in my wallet, I realized that there is actually money all around me. And then every time I noticed a penny on the ground, I recognized that this is evidence of abundance in my life. There's literally money on the streets. And I compare this to when children, when they show love, they give you tiny little flowers. And they give you tiny little tokens of their love and affection. These could be considered not enough if you were expecting something grand from that child. But on the other hand, you can appreciate what they gave you and recognize that it's an abundant love that they're offering. So the world is offering abundance, and we actually have what we need inside of us. We have what we need to live the lives that we're meant to lead. We have the energy to do the things that we need to do. We have the money to do the things we need to do. We have the ability inside of us to get more money if that's what we're after. We have the ability inside of us to accept the life that we have. We have the ability inside of us to heal and to feel enough right now. And the way that helps us is that we are then in alignment. The way we think about ourselves, if we have enough, we then start to feel adequate. We feel empowered and capable, and then we start to act empowered and capable and make the things happen. So if you find that you're coming from a place of lack, that's okay. That's okay, because awareness is the first step. You can't change anything if you don't know it's there. So if you have found that it's there, just realize that a couple of things happen. When you come from lack, you lose the ability to actually succeed in a way, because it's like that rainbow that you chase. When I was little, I went on a rainbow chase, and we found that whenever we got to where the rainbow was, it was moved. Our finish line changes, and it's still not enough. Once we win that race, now there's another race that we need to do, or we need to do it twice, or we need to do it 5 times. We lose that success and that achievement. We aren't capable of having that feeling, because we feel like the finish line has to keep changing. But the other thing is, we lose the ability to recognize abundance in our lives, because it's a skill. And when we can learn how to see it, then we're going to find that we have everything we need right now. And the reason to move forward is because it's fulfilling and it feels good inside, not because we are not going to be enough without it. So if you recognize these things and you want to do something about it, begin to practice gratitude. Start a gratitude journal and recognize the things that are in your life that make it wonderful right now. And there are things, you'll find them. Just get good at it. It's a skill. And the other thing that you can do is start to ask yourself, where else does this show up in my life? We've talked about how our brain uses the same programming over and over and over. If you recognize this program in your life at all, just skip the question, does this show up anywhere else in my life? And go straight to, where does this show up in my life? Because it does. If you found it, it's there, and it's going to affect other things. For instance, are there conditions that you put on your family members where if they do this, it's not enough, you need more in order to feel something? Or look at your self-love, look at your motivation, look at your energy, look at your weight loss, look at your financial goals, your success, your confidence. All of these could possibly be coming from a position of lack, and you will find yourself propelled forward if you can develop the ability to come at improvement from the mindset of abundance. Okay, I hope this is so helpful. It was super helpful to me to learn this, and I'm still learning, and I'm excited to share it with you. If you need help figuring out where this is showing up in your life, call me. Call me, let's chat. Totally free, and I love to help. Okay, good luck. We'll see ya.